Just Listen. Discover the secret to getting through to absolutely anyone. Written by Mark Goulston. Introduction. The power of deep listening.
We live in a world where communication is abundant, but understanding is rare. Conversations often feel rushed, with people more focused on what they will say next rather than truly listening. But what if listening was the key to influence, connection, and even persuasion? In Just Listen, written in 2009, Mark Goulston explores how deep listening can break down barriers, resolve conflicts, and build meaningful relationships. Drawing from his experience as a psychiatrist, business consultant, and hostage negotiator, Goulston provides techniques to connect with others on a deeper level, whether in personal relationships, business negotiations, or high-stakes situations. In this book summary, we will attempt to epitomize Goulston's insights on deep listening and influence, distilling his strategies into actionable lessons that can be applied to communication, leadership, and negotiation.
The science behind listening. Why people want to be heard.
At the core of human interaction lies a fundamental need, the desire to be understood. When people feel unheard or dismissed, their defenses rise, often leading to conflict, frustration, or disengagement. On the other hand, when someone listens deeply and attentively, it creates a sense of trust and emotional safety. The brain plays a crucial role in this dynamic. When individuals feel ignored or undervalued, the amygdala, the brain's center for processing emotions, triggers a fight-or-flight response. This biological reaction makes it harder for people to think rationally, escalating tensions rather than resolving them. However, when someone feels truly listened to, their brain releases oxytocin, a hormone associated with trust and social bonding. This makes deep listening not just an act of courtesy, but a scientifically proven method of fostering connection and reducing resistance in conversations. Goulston emphasizes that listening is not just about hearing words, but about understanding what lies beneath them. Many conflicts arise because people fail to grasp the unspoken emotions and fears driving someone's behavior. To become a better communicator, one must not only listen to what is being said, but also recognize the deeper messages being conveyed through tone, body language, and emotional cues.
The mirror effect. How emotions are contagious.
A fascinating aspect of communication is the mirror neuron effect, which causes individuals to subconsciously mimic the emotions of those they interact with. This neurological process explains why anger breeds more anger and why calm, empathetic listening can diffuse even the most heated situations. For instance, in hostage negotiations, law enforcement officials do not begin by making demands. Instead, they start by listening attentively to the hostage taker, mirroring their emotions, and gradually steering them toward a peaceful resolution. This principle applies not only in extreme situations, but also in everyday life, whether during workplace conflicts, difficult family conversations, or business negotiations. Goulston highlights that when individuals project calmness, patience, and empathy, it creates a ripple effect, influencing the emotional state of the other person. Instead of reacting defensively, people begin to feel understood, which lowers their resistance and makes them more open to discussion. By maintaining emotional control and demonstrating nonverbal cues of attentiveness, such as nodding, maintaining eye contact, and using open body language, communicators can subconsciously encourage others to mirror their demeanor.
Breaking through emotional barriers.
People do not always express their true concerns outright. Often, emotions such as frustration, anger, or defensiveness mask deeper fears and insecurities. To truly connect with someone, one must decode what is left unsaid. Goulston introduces a framework known as the persuasion cycle, which moves individuals from resistance to openness, from openness to engagement, and from engagement to action. One of the most effective strategies in this process is what he calls the magic paradox. Instead of arguing or trying to convince someone who is skeptical, acknowledging their doubts first can be a powerful tool. For example, if a person does not trust a proposal, saying, "You probably don't believe this will work, and I don't blame you for being skeptical," disarms them. It shows that their concerns are valid, which in turn makes them more willing to listen. Additionally, the impossibility question is a technique that helps people shift from negativity to problem solving. When someone insists that a situation is hopeless, asking them, "What would it take for you to feel differently?" forces their mind to consider solutions rather than focusing on obstacles. By gently leading people away from rigid thinking, these strategies create space for productive dialogue.
From conflict to cooperation,
Disagreements are inevitable in personal and professional settings, but how individuals handle them determines whether they escalate into lasting conflicts or lead to mutual understanding. Goulston presents several techniques to navigate difficult conversations, one of which is the stipulation strategy. Instead of countering hostility with defensiveness, acknowledging the other person's frustration often reduces their aggression. If a client is dissatisfied with service, responding with, "You're absolutely right to feel frustrated," rather than immediately making excuses, shows empathy and creates a foundation for constructive resolution. Another approach is the power of pause, a strategy that involves allowing moments of silence after an emotionally charged statement. While many people feel the need to respond immediately in tense situations, a well-timed pause creates space for reflection, often leading the other person to reconsider their words before the conversation escalates further. By shifting conversations away from confrontation and toward collaboration, communicators can navigate even the most difficult interactions with poise and effectiveness.
the art of persuasion without force.
Persuasion is often misunderstood as manipulation, but true persuasion is about guiding individuals toward decisions that benefit both sides. Instead of trying to push people into agreement, effective communicators create environments where they feel safe enough to consider new perspectives. One of the most powerful tools for achieving this is the empathy jolt. When someone is being difficult or unreasonable, asking, "What would you do if you were in my position?" forces them to step outside their viewpoint and see the situation differently. This technique is especially useful in high-stakes negotiations, as it allows the other party to reflect on their own biases. Similarly, the gentle challenge is a method of subtly shifting perspectives without triggering defensiveness. Instead of outright rejecting an idea, responding with, "I see your point, but have you considered this?" makes individuals more open to alternative viewpoints. Goulston's strategies demonstrate that persuasion is not about overpowering an argument, but about opening minds through trust and empathy.
Becoming a master listener.
Mastering the art of listening requires more than just hearing words. It involves reading between the lines, recognizing unspoken emotions, and responding with intent. Great listeners practice a set of key habits. They focus entirely on the speaker, eliminating distractions to demonstrate full engagement. They ask thoughtful questions that encourage deeper conversation rather than simply waiting for their turn to speak. They validate emotions before offering solutions, ensuring that the other person feels acknowledged before moving the discussion forward. Finally, they exercise patience, particularly in high-tension situations where impulsive reactions can derail progress. By making deep listening a conscious practice, individuals can strengthen relationships, resolve conflicts more effectively, and gain greater influence in both personal and professional settings.
Conclusion. Transforming communication through listening.
Just Listen reveals that true communication is not about talking. It's about making others feel heard. In a world where attention is often fragmented, developing the ability to listen deeply and connect emotionally is one of the most valuable skills anyone can cultivate. Whether in leadership, business, or personal relationships, those who prioritize understanding over responding will foster deeper trust, resolve conflicts more efficiently, and become highly effective communicators. The final question remains, how can we make deep listening not just a skill, but a way of life?
Thanks for listening. Did you enjoy this book summary? Got ideas on how we can make it even better? Drop us a quick note. We're always listening and learning from you.